steps cautiously beneath the glowing trees, uneasy as he wonders where the patrols have gone. Then sharply turned, startled by an unexpected sound echoing through the shadowed forest. Demanded to know who was there and ordered them to come out. He stood alone, staring down the luminous forest path as the fog thickened around him. A nervous young man with dark hair sensed a threat nearby and wondered aloud who would dare enter the TM's residence. A shadowed figure stepped onto the wooden plank, while someone nearby said this was the 50th person. A close-up showed as he revealed his deadly prescription, saying it could kill even a practitioner instantly. Injured but resolute, thought he needed the blood and chi of others to heal since his wounds from fighting remained. A small dark creature with glowing eyes hovered in the dusk, hinting at the power used to subdue the family. Suddenly, TM's eyes flashed as he sensed a master devil TM's overwhelming chi pressure flood the air. A red-horned figure watched from the shadows as a crowd of guards assembled in the moonlit courtyard. 3 shadowy figures gathered beneath the stars, and one of them remarked that things were starting to become more interesting. Inside the lit building, a respectful elder questioned why Sun had arrived with him and asked if there was a problem. The elderly man with a white beard told the kneeling figure that he should already know the answer. The grieving master, an elderly man with a stern expression, announced to the room that his disciple had been killed by Pavilion. A dignified man with a mustache asked whether the Luo family was responsible for the death. The elderly man with a white beard demanded to know if the Luo family truly had the courage to act. A shadowed figure explained that Pavilion killed a disciple from Valley, using the Luo family's involvement as justification for breaking the fragile peace. The older man with white hair challenged the others, saying he already understood exactly what this meant. A glowing red silhouette with burning eyes stood tall against the twilight, daring to defy the arrogance of the 7 families. A suspicious observer with glowing eyes wondered aloud about the elder's true reason for visiting the empty pavilion. The elderly man in red robes raised his cup and told his companion he wanted just to watch what Pavilion would do. The elderly man with calm eyes warned the attentive man that revealing himself would spark a devastating war. A concerned elder asked why his family should be drawn into the 7 families' conflict with Pavilion. The elderly man with a white beard calmly explained that family could not risk angering Pavilion. The elderly man with a braided white beard told someone to handle Luo's family and watch how Pavilion would respond. A shocked man with a mustache realized that causing trouble for the Luo family meant risking conflict with the powerful Pavilion. A man with a mustache demanded to know why the other hadn't gone after Luo's family, insisting the trouble began with his granddaughter's actions. The mustached man explained that had made his child ill for days, and his resentment had only grown stronger since then. A worried man with a crown admitted he feared provoking their enemy again might lead to his son being killed cruelly. A cruel and confident man smirked as he explained he'd injected bloody baby into Ting and used it to torture him. A smug young man with dark hair smirked, thinking his TM's excuse for dodging orders was laughably weak. A stern older man snapped that he TMT accept any excuses as the uneasy young man stood silently, sweat beading on his brow. A confident older man assured the surprised younger man that the Sun TM's leader would handle the assignment with complete competence and trustworthiness. An aggressive man with a large mustache shouted at, demanding to know what he meant. The authoritative older man shouted that he would not tolerate any more arguing, startling the 2 men into silence. The authoritative older man dismissed one associate and then demanded that hand over the spiritual martial arts book, which quickly presented. The wise, authoritative elder folded his arms and calmly said he would accept the ancestral spiritual martial arts being offered to him. A confident man in ornate robes extended his glowing hand, demonstrating a medium-level flame finger martial arts, and claimed it surpassed the techniques used by his audience. A young man with dark hair thanked Elder Jane for the chance to trade a low-level spiritual item for something stronger, wondering about her intentions. An anxious man with a mustache respectfully asked Elder Jane which person he would choose to handle the matter with Luo's family. An elder man with a serious expression assured the listener that a member of the valley would handle the task. A worried man with a small mustache wondered aloud if Valley planned to launch a direct attack. The elderly man with a braided white beard said they had prepared someone for a long time, and that person was now on Blackwind Mountain. A young man with intense eyes shouted that he was unleashing Mountain of the Black Wind. A fierce red glow surged as a young man attacked, and the old man cried out, demanding to know who was there. The shocked onlookers cried out, unable to believe how quickly the glowing red figure was barreling toward them. Flames crashed into the hooded figure as the older man stared in shock, helpless to intervene. Was hurled backward by a sudden explosion. Mist curled through the night as an elderly man in dark robes stood serenely, two subordinates bowing low behind him in silent respect. A man with a mustache stared at the strange creature and asked what it could possibly be. A knowledgeable older man with a long white braid turned to say he believed it must be a skill used by a devil cultivator. Suddenly, a glowing red projectile arced over the rooftop, slicing through the dusk with a tense, silent energy. The injured young man slumped to the floor, a spear jutting harshly from his back. Stared ahead and thought the bloody baby had escaped, or else the old man would have destroyed it. Bruised but grinning, the young man said he hadn't expected to find someone so powerful in this residence. His eyes glowing red admitted that if a clone of the bloody baby perished, his own life would be at risk. He studied his raised hand with resolve, saying he needed to grow stronger since the situation in Valley and Pavilion was stable for now. Closed his eyes, then realized with a surge of determination that someone from the Mountain of the Black Winds would soon threaten the Luo family. Dark, swirling energy spirals from TM's chest as he sits cross-legged, surrounded by shifting red and purple auras. A single red eye blazed open on the young TM's face, and a menacing power seemed to pulse from. Fiery and dark energy surged around as he sat cross-legged, channeling power with glowing red eyes. TM's hands blazed with energy as he told himself that his strength was rising even faster now with the bloody baby power. Smirked, taunting his unseen challenger by saying anyone not afraid of death should come face him at the Mountain of the Black Wind. Opened the door and flinched as a sudden loud noise erupted from inside the room. A woman in red and white sat clutching her side, telling the dark-haired man across from her that she was in pain. Alert and anxious, demanded to know why the confident woman was standing outside his room, fearing she could be an enemy. The young woman with long orange hair explained that she was guarding the door and waiting outside so his wounds would not worsen. The concerned woman told that since he seemed fine now, she would leave. A young man with dark hair asked the blushing young woman why she claimed he had been there all night. A concerned man told he was relieved to see him unharmed. The worried caretaker told that his wound was so severe, they feared he might die, and the young miss watched over him all night. The man asked about the young miss and told him she was gone. Calm and contemplative, turned his gaze to the side as sunlight bathed the room in a gentle warmth. Then his eyes flashed with sudden alertness as he reacted to an unexpected sound nearby. The demon's magic emperor clutched his chest and muttered that heart magic shouldn't be affecting him, blaming the Luo family boy for his reaction. A determined man instructed Lao Pang to follow him to his pavilion. A concerned man asked about the young miss and master, and confidently told him no one would dare touch them after TM's events. He looked forward with a serious gaze, sunlight catching the sharp lines of his thoughtful face. Suddenly, the determined man slapped and insisted he was the only one fit for the heavy responsibility. The older man praised for his growth, but firmly that he was the talented person being described. Warm sunlight spilled across the ornate entrance, casting gentle shadows through the open doorway. Two armored men, eager and respectful, invited their honored guest to come inside. Then demanded to know if the unseen person had shown him any respect just days earlier. The armored man nervously told they hadn't known he was a valued customer back then. The confident man in a green and gold helmet scratched his head and told that no one could stop a VIP guest. Confronted the armored men and told them they looked down on people, calling them useless trash. Carried the bound figure forward, sunlight spilling across the quiet path beneath his steady footsteps. He glared forward, his eye burning with fierce determination against the fiery backdrop. A determined woman with dark hair stood firmly before the sunlit building, her stance unwavering. The woman in traditional attire turned away and walked off, leaving and his companion standing beneath the bright sky, surprised by her sudden exit. A concerned young man leaned closer to and quietly wondered if they had upset her. Sounding smug, asked Miss Long if the pavilion was always so unfriendly, and she dismissed the idea that he was truly a guest. A subtle, confident smile played on TM's lips as he watched the woman leave. Teased the furious girl, saying he hadn't expected her to be so innocent, and she snapped back, demanding to know who he was talking to. Told Miss Long that business and survival required calm, adding that her friend Long seemed far more mature by comparison. Arms open in the courtyard, told the listener his opponent recognized the plan and left quickly, showing rare wisdom in accepting defeat. Told her that profit mattered most, urging they set personal feelings aside and discuss business instead. An older man stepped forward and asked if he could have a word with. Sunlight warmed the quiet moment as the elderly man with a long white mustache and a young man with long black hair stood side by side. Then he realized his injuries were completely gone, wondering how his body could have healed so quickly. A confident young man with brown hair looked up and asked Master if the younger generation could have a chance to do business. The older man with long white hair stated he would handle the deal himself, insisting he couldn't trust the pavilion's honor to the younger generation. The old man with a white beard warned the visitor that he knew exactly what was being planned and insisted not to underestimate his experience. Worried but determined, told Master he couldn't compare to his experience and admitted his plan had already been seen through. An angry older man with a mustache snapped at the unseen visitor, demanding to know what they wanted this time. Asked the older man if Master could recommend a new residence for Luo's family. The old man with a long white mustache demanded to know why he should help. Calmly explained that TM's pavilion owed them, and the opponent erupted in disbelief at how easily they could be monitored. The older man with white hair muttered that the boy could read minds, worrying that TM's inaction could trigger a war between families. A serious man leaned forward, warning that they needed to keep a close watch on the Luo family, but someone unexpected had just appeared. With a sly smirk, the calculating young man considered his next move, while someone wondered how a person with such age could still be unpredictable. A stern elderly man clenched his fist, thinking that being controlled by the boy felt wrong and deeply uncomfortable. Calm and confident, told the white-haired man he had something to share. A confident woman with long dark hair pressed the man beside her for information, asking if it would be useful for TM's pavilion. Confident and strategic, remarked that pavilion holds power across the empire, but everyone has their own ways of surviving. Revealed that he might know something the others had missed. They stood outside beneath the clear sky, silent and watchful, as a silent and contemplative man observed the others. An elderly man with a white mustache and star-shaped scar insisted that he should hear the explanation first. Warned that Valley would soon attack the pavilion. A shocked older man demanded how this was possible, as it insisted he missed nothing, and a skeptical woman told the group not to believe him. A skeptical figure pressed for proof, and quietly admitted he had no evidence to support his warning. The confident young man stated that, and the others referred to the old man as Elder Jane, which left the elder visibly stunned. Suddenly, an enraged older man with glowing red eyes shouted Zhou Fan's name. Then the determined young man dodged as the glowing purple demonic face swept past, its energy crackling in the tense night air. A close-up of an older man's beard catches the tension as his killing intent fills the air. A worried young man anxiously asked Master if he had any ties to the old man. A serious man in white explained too that the enemy had destroyed Master TM's right eye. Contemplative and regretful, apologized for offending Master and admitted he hadn't realized the depth of hatred toward Elder Jane. Master, an authoritative older man with a long mustache, told he trusted him and offered a nearby residence, which gratefully accepted. Strode ahead along the tree-lined path, telling his companions it was time to go. Someone unseen demanded to know where had last seen the old man. An informative and serious man told that's family might be in the Sun family's residence, and said he understood. An elderly man with a long beard ordered Long to send a message for reinforcements, warning he would regret it for life if Zhuo Fan survived. A cocky and confident young man told his opponent they were finally cornered. 3 armored warriors stood together beneath the bright sky, each one radiating a sense of purpose and resolve. 2 armored men stood side by side beneath the open sky, their postures steady and calm. A joyful young boy asked the graceful woman if they were going to stay here now, his voice bright beneath the cherry blossoms. A confident and ambitious man suggested that Lao Pang take on the role of leader of the guards. Outdoors beneath a clear sky, an insecure man told he felt unworthy to lead when the other guards were so skilled. Then the mentor figure placed a steady hand on the young man's shoulder and assured him that his time to lead would eventually arrive. A calm and reflective man stood quietly beneath the vast sky, lost in his own thoughts. Suddenly, a confident woman confronted and accused him of deceiving everyone, while her companion insisted their guards outmatched anyone from the Luo family. The confident woman told he shouldn't hope for a small family to become powerful. Called out to Miss Long, his steady voice carrying across the quiet evening air. Warned his unseen opponent not to take advantage of the weak and told them not to act so outrageously. Thoughtful and critical, questioned whether they bullied the weak and accused them of lying to themselves just for their own amusement. Another woman added that using's pavilion would not make truly great. A confident woman rebuked her unseen opponent, declaring they were clueless about the true size of the world. Confident and mocking, smirked as he teased the others for being clueless and called them frogs in a well. A respectful young man in yellow and red asked the calm woman if he could use. A determined young man with dark hair plummets toward the earth, wind howling around him as he closes in fast. A determined young man with dark hair launches himself upward, aiming straight for the elusive figure waiting on the rooftop. A woman on the ground called up angrily, telling this TMT his home and asking if he had any manners. From the rooftop, an alert young man shouted for everyone below to hurry down as shadowy guards closed in. Calm and assured, explained to the others that only Uncle could set up the level 3 defensive formation, leaving them baffled. A determined and aggressive fighter shouted for the group to move as he leapt from the roof and unleashed glowing energy orbs. A sly smile played on TM's lips as he asked if he really needed to answer. He raised both hands in front, signaling a calm but defensive stance. Then clasped his hands above his head as dark energy erupted around him, his eyes burning with fierce red light. Then and his female companion stood tense and silent beneath a blazing sunrise, each watching the horizon for what might come next. A massive golden dragon lunged forward, its eyes blazing as it surged through a swirl of vivid color. Unleashed a surge of radiant energy, striking the massive golden dragon in midair. Still, a mysterious elderly man meditated as dark energy swirled around him, and his eyes flew open in sudden shock. The elderly man wondered aloud who had activated the array, suspecting that old ghost might be responsible. A skeptical man with sweat on his brow insisted that simply wasn't capable of pulling this off. The elder man with long white hair declared that the glowing dragon-shaped formation above the trees was his formation array. The older man with a white mustache admitted his own magic wasn't as strong as the power he sensed now. A young man with dark hair lingered at the cave entrance and wondered if the plan in the city had somehow changed. Formed a mystical hand sign, his focus sharpening as he prepared to unleash a hidden power. Then summoned golden dragons from the sky, their brilliant forms swirling around the glowing pagoda as his eyes burned with supernatural power. Yellow energy streaked across the sky, hurtling toward the traditional building with an explosive rush. A massive golden shield materialized around the building, its glow pulsing against the clear sky. A woman glared at, demanding to know what he had done. The frustrated woman shouted that she refused to be ignored, but kept his gaze pointed away from her. A concerned strategist finished setting up the formation array and explained it was only level 3, unable to fully protect the young miss. A determined strategist advised raising the array to level 5, but warned it would require a large amount of. Both a young man with dark hair and a woman stared in shock at the rare level 5 formation array glowing before them. A young man with dark hair studied the stars and considered whether the child's bold promise about the level 5 array might be right. A gentle breeze rustled the grass as focused intently, while the two figures behind him silently questioned if he could truly achieve it. Wrapped his arms around the surprised woman, while the two silent observers stood back under the bright sky. A haired woman touched her chin, lost in a quiet moment of reflection. The authoritative woman forgave for using too much, reminding him to ask next time as their group continued down the path. A young man with dark hair unleashed his true strength and set a formation array across the area as the group walked on. A serious-faced woman studied, realizing he was actually a level 5 formation master. An elderly man with flowing white hair slammed his foot down, sending cracks through the ground as the crowd stared in stunned amazement. An older man with a long white mustache demanded to know who was responsible for setting up the array. A worried woman looked up at the sky and said she couldn't believe what she was seeing, while mirrored her tense gaze. One man revealed that Fan was the butler of Luo's family, and the older man reacted in shock upon hearing his name. The older man stared into the distance and explained that mastering formation arrays had taken him years of hard work. A skeptical and analytical young man studied the glowing formation array and wondered how someone so young could create a level 3 array. The older man with a white beard demanded to know why the others had called someone to meet him. The old man with a long white beard said he wanted a private conversation with. A gentle voice from within the pavilion asked to take a seat. One man asked why uncle would address as brother, suggesting the title was reserved for those he truly respected. A calm young man wondered aloud what truly wanted. In the courtyard, a worried man called out for, while a woman snapped at and called him shameless. The elderly man, standing tall and confident, invited to leave the Luo family and join the pavilion instead. If you'd like to see your favorite titles retold, leave a comment and I'll be sure to pick some of them up from time to time. Also, let me know which video format you like more, long videos or short ones. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you again soon.